Range Rover Evoque, which came out back in 2011, is officially, according to Wikipedia, a mid-sized crossover SUV, which puts it in the category along with cars like the Nissan Qashqai and the Kia Sportage. But I was thinking, well, it's a Range Rover, isn't it? It's not really a crossover in the sense that it does actually have some ability, and it was designed by, of course, the people at Land Rover who are famous for building off-roaders. So it's an enticing proposition because it's a car that looks like a Range Rover and has the Range Rover badge on it, and it's obviously much more affordable to buy and run than the larger versions. So the question is this car any good, and is it a crossover, or is it a little bit more than that? So it's a good old British product, this Range Rover Evoque. It was built in Liverpool, specifically Halewood. On the surface of it, it feels like a really nice quality car. Where I'm sat now, everything around me, it's really nice materials. It feels luxurious. You've got these little touches of chrome, and you've got Range Rover written across the centre of the thing. You've got this huge wide centre console and this lovely little gear selector that raises up out of the dashboard. It does feel like a luxury product. Although it's the small Range Rover, you do get a flavour of what it must be like to own one of the big daddy Range Rovers. The steering wheel here is bristling with controls. I've got things for the central screen, I've got things for the screen in front of me, I've got cruise control, and I've got phone controls. But it looks like a proper Range Rover steering wheel. It's kind of got that square shape to it in the middle, and it feels chunky. And this is the thing you interact with all the time, so it's nice to have a nice steering wheel. All of the controls feel pleasant to use. When you put the indicator on, it's got this kind of like a pretty nice sound to it, like it's coming through the speakers. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, that. The dials in front of me, they go way back into the dashboard. They've got these like cowling on them, and they seem kind of like purposeful and sporty. You've got this central screen in front of you which has all these different options on it, and you can kind of control many things through there without having to look anywhere else. But then of course you've got this big touch screen as well in the middle, which allows you to do all sorts of things on it. It's got a good driving position. I feel like I'm quite high up because it's obviously a raised up crossover. It's got very light steering because it's a modern car with electric power steering, and certainly anybody could get behind the wheel of this car and drive it, especially in automatic guise, because it's just super easy. I mean, this car's got a 9-speed automatic gearbox in it, and it's just really smooth. You can't really detect the gear changes. Of course, I don't want to be waxing lyrical entirely about it because it is not without its flaws. You know, it's a Range Rover, it's a British product. Land Rover are not famous for their reliability, and that is of course true in this car, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. Practicality for the people up front, well, it's okay. You've got small door pockets, you've got a reasonable sized glove box, you've got a little cubby hole under the centre console, you've got one hiding behind the back of the centre console here, and then you've got a sunglasses holder up on the top. But there's not actually that many places to store things. The cup holders are decent because they really hold the bottle in there, and they fit the fat bottom bottle fine as well. The boot size, that's quite good, you know, for one of these cars. It can fold the seats down. As you'd expect from a luxury car, this car was available with just tons of different equipment. As standard, it came with like a screen in the middle here, and you got ambient lighting and a push button start and keyless entry. But the options list based on the various trim levels was massive, and there was all sorts of things you could get. Now this car, it's the top spec car. It's an HSE Dynamic, and it has pretty much everything on it, from all of the sort of standard luxury features that you'd expect, like automatic headlights and automatic wipers, sat-nav, heated seats, cruise control, and then the really nice options like the big glass panoramic roof, which you can see above my head here, which is just huge, and it's just one piece of glass and there's no bar in the middle of it. It's really good, and you've got this decent Meridian sound system with a load of speakers everywhere. In the case of this car, you've got the reversing camera, which is really high definition, and it uses up the whole screen, and it's really useful. You can see exactly what's behind you. This car was also available with the heated front screen, which this car has. It means that in winter you can just quickly de-ice the screen, you can demist it very, very quickly. It's basically a four-wheel drive car with an automatic gearbox and a diesel engine. Of course, you could get it with a petrol engine, front-wheel drive and a manual gearbox, but those options were so rare that chances are you're going to end up in an automatic diesel four-wheel drive. This one is the Ingenium diesel, which was the one that they released a little bit later on in its life. So it's the 2-litre Ingenium with 180 brake horsepower. They did have a 2.2 in the early days. It's quite a heavy car, but when you accelerate, it does have enough performance. I think it's something like 0 to 60 in 8.8 seconds. Good for a car that weighs 1,700 kilos. The MPG, you're going to get sort of 45 to 50 miles per gallon on a good run. So it's not the most economical car in the world, but it's pretty good. To find out what it's like in the back of the Range Rover Evoque, I've got my colleague Backseat JJ who can tell you all about it. So what's it like back there, pal? No worries, mate. Yeah. First of all, legroom, not good. 6 footers behind each other, I'm wedged in. But the headroom is good, and kids back here, fine. Got this like armrest. You've got a couple of cup holders in it. You've got this funny extra little cubby hole inside the armrest. Door pockets, seat pockets. I've got a little ventilation system here that I can adjust the vents and the air flowing through to the back. It's got a little silver plaque that says Evoque on it. When this car first came out, I thought it said Evoque. The panoramic sunroof makes such a huge difference. It just opens the car up. It is getting a little bit warm in here. I think that's like the greenhouse effect, but of course you can close the panoramic sunroof if you need to. Now without it, I think it might be a little bit dingy and a little bit more claustrophobic back here. Anyway, back to you, mate. Okay, yeah, cheers, man. Thank you. When Land Rover designed this car, they designed it with off-roading in mind to a certain degree. Now, it's not obviously at the same level as a proper Big Daddy Range Rover, but it does have some of the features of those bigger cars. It doesn't have low range, and it's not designed to go properly off-road, but it does have various different modes that allow you to drive on different surfaces, such as snow and gravel and mud ruts. So it uses electronics to do it, like the stability control and the suspension get adjusted to allow you to gain traction on various surfaces. It's been designed with like approach angles and departure angles and all those kind of things that proper off-roady people talk about. All it really means is that the car can get over sort of big obstacles and things without hitting the front end or grounding out the rear when you drive off of it. Now, a lot of manufacturers will obviously try to make their crossovers feel like cars to drive, and they never can really quite manage it because at the end of the day, the car's higher up, its centre of gravity is off. It's going to end up sort of either being super firm ride so that it doesn't roll and that means it's really uncomfortable, or it's going to be very sort of wobbling over as you go around the corner. Well, yeah, this car, you can definitely feel the weight, you can definitely feel the body moving about. When I go around this corner now, I can feel the car rolling a bit. At least they haven't compromised on the ride quality. Now, it is a bit firm, but that's because this car's got 20-inch alloy wheels on it. In most of these cars, you'll get smaller wheels and therefore not bad ride quality at all. The owner, Ed, thank you Ed for lending me this car, he bought this car back in February, and I think he's already got the Range Rover mindset, because he said to me, yeah, there's only one thing gone wrong since I've had it in February, and he's like, yeah, the steering stopped working. I was like, okay, it actually is a recall and it was fixed under warranty and everything. There's an example of Range Rover ownership. But of course, get an extended warranty, buy a car from approved used Jaguar Land Rover like Ed did with this one. You can get the issues fixed. There'll be a bit of downtime. I think they were setting him up for his expectations up, because they said, it might be 4 weeks until your car's fixed. And it's like, 4 weeks? I need my car, you know. And then they had it fixed in 2 days. This car was an award winner when it was new in 2011. It won a bunch of awards, including Top Gear Car of the Year. Now that's no mean feat. That is the best car of 2011 according to Top Gear, and also Auto Express as well. They obviously didn't have to deal with the long-term reliability of these things, but it really does go to show that when this car came out, it was a real important car for Land Rover, and a really good car. It's sold loads. There's many on the road. You see them everywhere. They are a very popular car. So popular, in fact, that the Chinese copied it and created the Landwind X7. Now, I'll show you a picture of it and see if you think this looks anything like the Range Rover Evoque. So yeah, the Range Rover Evoque, it's really got a lot going for it. It's a car that obviously won awards back in 2011 when it came out, and I can really see why. It's a car that's just super easy to get to grips with. You can set yourself into the perfect driving position really easily. It's smooth, it's comfortable, it's luxurious. It's reasonably capable off-road for this kind of car, you know, a crossover. It's really a crossover plus. The only problem, of course, is the reliability question. Now, if you are willing to either put up with all the extra costs that might be involved in repairing this car when it goes wrong, or you want to get an extra warranty, and you know, it is a car worth considering, and it's a really cool looking car. It looks like a little baby Range Rover. Big thanks to Ed for bringing the car to the channel, and a thank you to you for watching. And if you want to see another video, then there'll be one up there. And yeah, just thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.